All right, testing, testing. Oh, how does the mic sound? Good, good. All right. Hello, fellow plebs. We're happy to be here, excited to be presenting Shopstr. We're going to go into introducing the team first. So a little bit about us. So this picture was taken back in September, back in San Francisco, when we first launched Shopstr. So this was like a get-together, and we launched it, so we decided to commemorate it with a photo. So I'll pass it over to Christian to introduce himself.
So I'm Christian. I'm a software engineer up in Seattle. I have a previous early stage startup experience working at a startup called Commenda in India, as well as some big tech experience having worked for Amazon and Salesforce.
Hey, I'm Eric. Also, I live in Seattle, code for a living. The past 7 years, just been working at different tech companies, and before discovering Bitcoin, I was writing mobile apps for myself and just releasing them to the App Store, and they've garnered like a million downloads.
Yep. Sorry. So my name is Thomas. I'm a ex-Amazon engineer. I interned at Salesforce and Amazon. And during my time at college in the past, I also started like a little side project startup thing that helped students make friends on campus, and was able to grow that to over 500 users. So I've always been like a builder and a tinkerer, finding problems and solving solutions, and I'm happy to be building for Bitcoin. So moving on, Shopstr. So what is the problem that we're trying to solve with Shopstr? Currently, we've noticed that there's no streamlined platform that allows you to easily buy and sell anything directly with Bitcoin. So just a show of hands, who has heard something along the lines of Bitcoin has no utility? Or something like you can't buy anything with Bitcoin, like what's the use of it? I hear it so often from like my parents or people that don't know like the Bitcoin and the power of it to fight inflation, etc. And I think this is just due to the fact that there's no platform out there that allows you to buy and sell things, goods and services with Bitcoin. For example, where would you sell this banana for Bitcoin? All right, maybe not a banana. Where would you sell this Pixel phone for Bitcoin? Like let's just say you upgraded to a new phone and you want to get rid of your old phone and you want Bitcoin for your old phone. Where would you go to sell it? Maybe Craigslist. Maybe you could list it on Facebook Marketplace. These classified marketplaces already exist. However, they don't support Bitcoin in a streamlined manner. You would have to list your product and then coordinate with your buyer, or if you're a seller, to see if they are willing to buy for Bitcoin, or if they accept Bitcoin if you're trying to buy things with Bitcoin. So what are some of the other options in the market? There's maybe eBay and Amazon, which provide great experiences for the buyer, a lot of protections for the buyer, etc. But if you're a seller trying to sell things online for Bitcoin, these platforms don't accept Bitcoin as a payment. And also, by joining as a seller, you have to give them all of this information: bank accounts, email addresses, your normal address. These are all things that are now owned by these corporations, and that's not what we want. Let's just say you're in the Bitcoin space and you've heard of something like Bitcoin Pay. Maybe you could try and set up your own server, your Lightning node, and accept payment for your things. However, Bitcoin Pay does not allow you to have discoverability on your products. Like you would have to sort of direct people to come onto your Bitcoin Pay server and pay you, and then send them the product or something. So we want to be sort of in that top right quadrant, easy to use and also decentralized. So what if instead there was like a platform where you could instantly accept Bitcoin for your items simply by listing it? That's all you had to do. And then as a buyer, what if you could easily discover and securely buy goods and services and with your Bitcoin? Well, that's us. That's Shopstr. We make it easy to buy and sell anything, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, and if you remember that old Pixel phone, if you remember that old Pixel phone that we were showing off earlier, it was actually one of the first economic transactions that we facilitated over Shopstr. Vitor, who's one of the most prominent Nostr developers in the space, he actually was able to list his item on Shopstr, and he found Shopstr organically. And within 2 hours, he was able to sell it and receive payment for it, receiving a Cashew token. And I'll get a little bit into what Cashew is. But also the creator of Cashew, Callie, he also has said to date it is still the largest economic transaction conducted over Cashew. So we're in the moment of like pushing the forefront of these eCash technologies, as well as growing Bitcoin and Nostr adoption. And just as a little side, John from Coracle and Vitor have both, after seeing this, they've implemented the classifieds onto their platforms as well. So at Shopstr, we're on the mission of building the future of self-sovereign commerce, and we believe Shopstr is on a path to become the easiest way to transact with Bitcoin on the internet seamlessly and without hassle. Shopstr sets you free by allowing for one-click setups. You literally just need to create a Nostr account, and you're able to receive payments immediately without having to set up a Bitcoin wallet, no accounts, and you receive payments. And buyers, as long as you have a Nostr account, you can purchase with Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin only, at the moment, it's Bitcoin only in order to ensure that you're going to the platform, receiving the Bitcoin you want, and the buyer knows that they can buy what they want with Bitcoin. And in the future, we'll be integrating like Strike API to allow for more fiat rails to be able to purchase things with fiat. And with Nostr, you have sovereign control over your listings and products. So Nostr, if you haven't heard, is a decentralized protocol to basically build interoperable applications it allows for a lot of global discovery and organic growth on being able to take on discoverability of your products. And also, if you're at no risk of getting rugged by us at Shopstr, you can take your account and content and over to any platform and can even run your own instance of Shopstr as we are free and open source. And we also have anonymized payments, which are facilitated by Cashew. So Cashew is essentially a form of digital cash that is completely anonymous. It's interoperable with Lightning, so you can redeem it and claim it with Bitcoin. And there's no traceability between the buyer and the seller. There's no trace of what you bought, how much you bought it for, and things of that nature. So why now? We've all seen that the Bitcoin price has been going up, and that's a really nice thing, and it's driving a lot of adoption. But even during the bear market, we were seeing that Lightning transactions were increasing at a steady rate. This is coming from River Financial, who's a Bitcoin technology and financial services company, and they noticed that Lightning transactions have been increasing, and now with the current bull market, we're seeing a lot more adoption, and like we're minting new Bitcoiners daily. So we feel like we can ride the wave of increasing this use of Bitcoin and Lightning as a payment mechanism. Also, we're seeing more interest in social protocols, decentralized protocols like Nostr. With more global censorship and global centralization over any platform on the internet, really, more and more people are realizing the value of things like Nostr, and we only anticipate that more and more people are going to be coming here to free themselves.
Yeah. So in the early days of Shopstr, when we launched back in September, we had like 50 users a month, but since then we've grown. We've grown organically through very little marketing outside of being on Top Builder and some Stacker news posts. Today we have 1 million sats in total sales that have been facilitated through Shopstr, 500 listings that have been made directly, and there's more than 500 customers to date that have signed up or have gone on Shopstr and then decided they wanted to sign up with their Nostr account, to browse listings and make a post. So just to point out what Christian said earlier about the growth of Lightning, we're also seeing that a little bit with on a much smaller scale with the trends that are going with Shopstr, and the activity we're seeing just helps us validate that this is a product that people have an appetite for. So to keep this momentum growing, we set some goals for ourselves. So we were targeting 10 times total sales by next year, trying to increase those transactions by building the right features for our users, but also doing other things such as bringing a highly experienced UX researcher to our team to better understand our customers and build the things that they need. In the meantime, we're also releasing some more products, such as a native wallet next week, so that sellers don't have to go out the app to get their payment. We're thinking of building an escrow system to increase that trust between buyers and sellers, and just increase that web of trust with Shopstr, and just many more features too, with metrics and all these kind of things. So lastly, we also want to basically orange pill new Bitcoin users, convert new Bitcoin users by helping them earn a few sats by listing a product. And this is, I think, a great way for getting people on board to Bitcoin without having to ever touch, like fiat payment rails. Yeah.
Yeah, so why we think we're the ones to do it? Well, we do have experience at, the two of us have experience at a large e-commerce platform called Amazon. You might have heard of it. And at there, one of the leadership principles that they really emphasize is customer obsession. And that's like one thing we've taken to heart, while building Shopstr. We've constantly been getting feedback from the Nostr community on like what they want to see, and like instead of just like taking that at face value, we're digging deep and like trying to find out what is the actual root cause of their issue and like how we can build it to actually solve what their problem is. I also have like previous early stage startup experience, so I've like seen the ins and outs of like what it takes to actually build a product and to go from absolutely no revenue, no users, and take it to the next level. And Tommy and Eric over here have also have self-starter experience, having built their own mobile applications and knowing how to reach like a large user base. We're also highly data-driven. As Eric mentioned, we're bringing on a UX researcher to help us analyze the market and see exactly what is happening and like where users are finding benefits while using Shopstr and like the trends that are there. And we also have been gaining a lot of more traction recently. So like we were invited, earlier we were invited to speak at Nostr Phoenix, giving a presentation at Culture Shock on Shopstr. We also got invited to BTC Prague to give a talk, and as well as, obviously participating in Top Builder. And we also have a booth that we're gonna be presenting at during the Nashville Bitcoin conference. So that should be very exciting. And now we can get into a little bit of a demo of Shopstr. All right. So if I'm a new Shopstr user, but I'm a seasoned Bitcoiner and seasoned Nostr user, and I've just found out about Shopstr and I want to make a listing, I can just come to the page here and I can sign in. Since I have an extension, so I can easily just sign in with my extension. You can see here now that I'm signed in with my Nostr profile. And if I want to make a new listing, I can just simply obviously add a new listing. Maybe I want to sell a Raspberry Pi. I can upload an image. Oh, 1 second. Refresh the page. All right, here we go. Yeah, so I can add a Raspberry Pi, upload an image, add a description, new, or use like new. Oh, there we go. For 1,000 sats, what a steal for a Raspberry Pi. We're gonna have it here in Texas, and you can pick it up here at the PlebLab. And then it's a physical electronic. So then you list the product, it gets displayed here, and from there it's just shows up on every Nostr relay and anyone who's like pinging in, viewing any of these classified listings on Nostr.
Yeah, so now that product is completely listed on Nostr. If you go on Shopstr now, you'll see that product. Hopefully no one goes and buys it because we're not giving away a Raspberry Pi for only 1,000 sats. So so now I'm gonna demonstrate logging in as a new user. All right, so I'm a new user, completely new to Nostr too. So let's just click sign in. All I would have to do on Shopstr is click sign up, and that will give me a npub key and nsec key pair, which will basically be the username and password for Nostr. And then Shopstr prompts you for an encryption passphrase. So this will just encrypt your private key before storing it locally in the browser, ensuring the security of our users. So after clicking sign in, I'll be logged in via the nsec. And just to call out, this is not the preferred way. We definitely recommend our users to use extension sign-in because that's safer and your nsec is only stored in the extension. So now as a new user that signed in, I could click into the listing and I could send Christian a encrypted message through Nostr. So every time you do something that requires your nsec, the website will prompt you for your passphrase. Hello, I want pie. Alrighty. So now,
Yes. So now going back, if I'm a seller and I want to check if I've had any inquiries for my items, I can go to messages and I can then see any new messages that have been coming in. So I see here that, hello, I want pie. So the messages update in real time. So like as someone's sending you something, you'll be able to get it. And I can just say, cool, pay and meet me at the Commons. Sweet. And then, yeah, now we can go back and we can initiate the transaction.
yep, so as a new user, I would just go back. Someone that wants to buy it, you could just click on the listing and go to review and purchase, which will generate a invoice. So this invoice, I could just scan it. There we go. So the payment went through. A cashew token will be sent to Christian. And yeah, I could maybe just message him and on his side, he'll see it.
Yeah, so if you were to message me, I'd like get it back. I'll get the message back, and I'll be able to say like, oh, I received a cashew token payment, and then you'll be able to check your DMs. And oh, nice, someone in the audience wants the pie too. But yeah, so now you can check your token DMs, and you'll see a cashew token here. So one way you can claim it is by either going to like copying and pasting the string, going to Nutstash or eNuts and redeeming it that way. Or if you have a Lightning address set up, you can just click redeem, and it'll just be redeemed to like whatever Lightning address you have. Currently, I'm set up with Albi. So the payment will process, says redeemed, and then we have an option of either donating any of the fees that were overpaid to us, or you can keep them yourself. If you donate it, it just gets sent to our Shopstr account, but I'll be greedy today and just keep it. Yeah, and I can check here in my Albi wallet that I received the payment. Yeah, here, like $9.78. So that's like the total purchase minus the fees and the donation. So yeah, once that's done, if you don't have a Lightning address set up on Nostr, we actually generate one for you with npub.cash. So you're instantly able to redeem it, and you should be able to spend actually that cashew token without having to go to npub.cash as well. So you can just spend it from there and redeem it. And then here you see the overpaid fee. So yeah, now once that's done, I just like hand them the item, and I can just go here, delete my listing, and we should be good to go.
Awesome. So that was Shopstr. Feel free to head over to Shopstr and give us a try. Start buying and selling with Bitcoin today. Thank you.